to meet us. My name is Hafiz, and before starting anything, firstly I'll be conducting 4 things, which is firstly is the pre-participation screening test, which is the PAQ Plus, and also in addition I'll be adding the EPH SQEP to EPH SQEP questionnaire, so I can further reassure your answers and to see whether you really need any medical clearance or you have any symptoms that you didn't see for the PAQ Plus. So the EPH SQEP helps me to further give more details so that you won't have any problems when you are going to the later phases, which is doing the exercises, which is not ideal when you are facing any type of difficulties. Yeah, so next is the cardiovascular fitness test and also the balance fitness test, which I know that you're in SILAT, right?
Yes.
So these two, cardiovascular and balance, is very important and crucial for your combat sport. So, but I'm trying to focus more on your balance.
Okay.
But that doesn't mean that I'm not going to focus on my cardiovascular. I will still be touching on that, but I'll just be emphasizing more on your balance, because from what I know, balance, when you fall down during competitions, it will lose you points, right?
Correct. Yes.
Okay, so that's good. And for next is the exercise prescription. I will try to fully utilize and for a more beneficial and helpful exercise prescription for you, and a good training goals for you to meet according to what you want to do, and it will help you in the long term, knowing that you also want to pursue your career in becoming a Singapore national athlete for SILAT, right?
Yes.
Okay, so that's good. So moving on to the next step, which is the first step I mentioned, which is the PAQ Plus. Before I move on to the EPH SQEP questionnaire.
Okay.
So if you don't have any, for the general health questions for PAQ Plus, if you said no for the first 7 questions, you don't have to proceed on to the page 2 or 3.
Okay.
You just have to sign the letter here below, and you can proceed already. But if you really have any inquiries or anything, you just ask me. So like if you said everything no but only 1 yes, you still have to proceed to the next page 2 or 3.
Okay. Okay.
So I'll be giving you the PAQ Plus.
Okay.
Okay, you said no for everything, and yeah, okay, thank you so much. So moving on, I'll be doing the EPH SQEP questionnaire. So for step 1 of the EPH SQEP questionnaire is the symptoms. So I'll be asking you several questions before you can proceed on to the next steps.
Sure.
So do you have any chest discomfort with exertion or force acting on your chest?
No.
Okay, so do you have any unreasonable breathlessness, like you can't breathe when you walk or run?
No.
Okay, do you feel any dizziness, fainting or blackouts recently?
No.
Okay, any ankle swelling or any swelling at different parts of the body?
No.
Any unpleasant awareness of forceful or rapid irregular heart rate, or your heart rate increase randomly at rate? Lastly, do you have any burning or cramping sensations in your lower leg when you walk or run?
No.
Okay, because for that question itself, you'll be doing cardiovascular fitness, so I don't want you to feel any cramping or whatsoever which will hinder your progress. So I just want to check on you first. So for step 2, which is the current activity, do you have any do you perform any physical activity for 30 minutes at least for moderate intensity 3 times a week?
Yes. I exercise regularly.
Okay, very good. So moving on to step 3, which is the medical conditions, which I stated in the earlier part, where I say that the EPH SQEP will further enhance my information finding, where the PAQ Plus didn't state.
Okay.
So this is a more in-depth medical condition, so I will ask you questions and you will have to answer me yes or no.
Sure.
So do you have any heart attack or any history on the heart attack?
No.
Okay, do you have any heart surgery, cardiac catheterization or coronary angioplasty?
No.
Okay, any cardiac imbalance, disturbance, heart rate increase or whatsoever?
No.
Okay, do you have any heart valve disease, heart failure, heart transplantation in your life? Okay, that's good. And for the last 3, do you have any congenital heart disease, diabetes or renal diseases?
No.
Okay, that's good. So you have moved on to the next step. For step 2, for the ASC/SM pre-participation screening, I will need to check for specific diseases.
Okay.
So do you have any do you know any cardiovascular, metabolic or renal diseases in you? like cardiac or cerebrovascular disease.
No.
Do you have any like type 1 or type 2 diabetes?
No, I don't.
Only renal diseases? Okay, so the next step, which is step 3, we are checking for any signs and symptoms for you. Do you have any like underlying, okay, since you already said you don't have any cardiovascular or metabolic disease, right?
Yes, correct.
So you have any pain or discomfort in your chest, your jaw, your arms or any areas?
No, I don't.
Okay, so any shortness of breath when you're at rest, like you cannot breathe when you're at rest or what?
No.
Any dizziness when you walk or when you're sitting down? Do you have any like known heart murmur?
No, I don't.
Or like suddenly you feel fatigue when you're sitting down, like unusual fatigue?
No, I don't.
Okay, that's good. That's step 3 completed. And for step 4, for my exercise, I have to ask you first. So, what desired intensity you want to work on? Which is light, moderate, or vigorous?
I would start with moderate.
So moderate. Okay. I will check for your algorithm. You don't have any cardiovascular diseases, any metabolic or renal diseases, and no signs and symptoms, right?
Yes.
And you also exercise regularly.
Correct.
So you don't have to, you don't need to go for any medical clearance, which is good for me because we can start off with the exercises later on,
Okay.
and we can continue with like what you said. You wanted to start off with moderate intensity, right?
Yes, correct.
So we can start off from moderate intensity, like what you intended for, because you don't have to go for medical clearance. So for moderate intensity, I will then progress you on further according to your capability. And I want to state the benefit of cardiovascular fitness first, where I want to see whether you are capable of having aerobic endurance,
Okay.
and whether you're physically fit enough,
Okay.
and have a good stamina, as well as cardiovascular fitness has where we're doing beep tests for you.
Okay.
Are you familiar with beep tests?
I think so.
Where we're doing 20 meters beep test from one end to another end,
Okay.
and there are levels to it. So the higher the levels, the more you can achieve, and the more that it states that you're fit. So a good aerobic endurance.
Okay.
And for the benefits of balanced fitness test is you can gauge whether you have good muscular strength and endurance. Where especially for you, Silat is very important, where balance, to not lose any unnecessary points, right?
Correct. Yes.
Okay, so this I'll be doing 2 tests for you, static dynamic, and one of the static is stock test, and the other one is tandem gait test.
Okay. Sure.
So I'll be prepared with any alternatives during the test day itself, which is in 2 days time, where I'll be calling you again. And if you are not feeling well, you can just inform me.
Sure.
And for informed consent again, I'll be giving you like a paper itself for you to sign and start off the exercise.
Okay.
So the client, I will just be passing this to you, so it's easier for you to just sign it off.
Oh, okay.
Okay, thanks.
Okay.
So Muaz, in 2 days time, I'll be calling you back, and I'll be asking you for informed consent again, in case you're not feeling well or whatsoever. So that I don't want to hinder your progress when you're doing it, and when you are not doing it properly, it will disrupt the accuracy of the test.
Oh, okay.
So for the test itself, the exercise test day itself, there will be no exercises on the test day, no strenuous activity or whatsoever.
Okay.
There will be no food for 3 hours before the testing,
Okay.
no alcohol 3 hours before testing,
Okay.
no tobacco 3 hours before testing, and lastly, no caffeine intake 3 hours before testing.